Hello, my name is Bojan Besinger. I'm 25 years old and I'm the founder of High Performance Table Tennis, a table tennis coaching company in Germany.
Welcome to this week's episode of the Pingispågarna. We're broadcasting from Åstorp. We just finished our camp, our Pingispågarna camp, and we have one guest trainer. His name is Bojan Besinger from Germany, and I'm very happy to have you here, Bojan.
Yeah, thanks for the invitation.
We are a little bit curious about your background as a table tennis coach. So tell us a little bit.
Yeah, like I started like I think most of every table tennis coach as a player, and I wanted to be a professional player. But one time I realized, okay, it's not possible, or maybe like I realized decided for myself, okay, I don't try it anymore. And a few years later, I wanted to help like players in Germany to improve the level, because I was not the best player, but I was already a quite good player. It was maybe like I was 1% on the top players in Germany, so maybe I'm better than 99%. So I believed, okay, I can help already a few people, and then I started already the coaching a bit. So the first step I was doing was writing a book about table tennis and nutrition. I published this one in 2017, like it was only in German, about how you can improve in table tennis with the right nutrition. Because when I went to a match, I wanted to know what should I eat, you know, and then after I just continue like making coachings, like not only like private training, but also like I made my own training camps. I started already like soon and like online programs. So I work together with the people remotely. So people send to me videos and online training plans, and I did a lot online. So I have like now a coaching company in Germany, and we make like training camps, but also online training programs.
It feels for me like you are 40, 45 years
Yeah, for
old
me sometimes
with your experience. How old are you?
I'm 25 now.
You're 25 years.
Yeah, okay. I published my book when I was 19.
I'm also a little bit curious about your this camp you arranged. I was a part in 2 camps with you, and I think it gave me inspiration to start this channel, to be honest. So tell me a little bit about these camps, these types of camps.
Yeah, I started 2018. I think it was the first camp. 2017 I published the books. 2018 the first training camp. Yeah. And it was just like a normal training camp. But what we started at the beginning already was like we had like much more coaches than as a normal training camp. Like the people know normally. And it was just randomly. I didn't plan like this. I was like, okay, I make a camp and it's like I have 3 or 4 coaches and let's see how many players are coming. And then for the first camp, not many players registered. And I was like, okay, but I plan with the coaches, so I do it like this. And after the camp, every player said, oh, it was so nice with this, so many coaches. And I was like, okay, I continue doing this. And even when the camp was getting bigger and more players came, I still said, okay, then we need more coaches. Yeah. And that was the first important step I did. So it's not like me, it's not I'm the best coach and I know everything, but I just try to build a base, a network a bit. Like I brought the good coaches I knew in this time together. So it was not me coaching every player. I had like many good coaches. Like also you came after a few years, and you participated at a camp at the end of 2019 in December.
That's correct.
The first time.
I remember that.
And 1 week later I had another training camp in January, and there I started the first time a training camp called Multi-Ball Bootcamp. Yes. And there I changed the concept a bit, because the players really loved the multi-ball at training camps, and they always say, okay, I want to go make more multi-ball. And then I said, okay, let's do a Multi-Ball Bootcamp. And there we decided, okay, we have even more coaches, but they don't play all the time table tennis. They, for example, play multi-ball half of the time, and after the half of the time we switch groups. So we divided into 2 groups, and the other group made, for example, mental training or athlete training, or maybe only service training. So it's like you don't need like 100 coaches to have like individual support, because like when you want to support, you know, with training camps, support every player really good. You need more coaches, so you need more money to pay the coaches, and then the players have to pay more, and this is, you know, something you cannot go always with higher prices.
It's a wheel. It's going to.
And then you have to make decision or to think about, okay, how can you plan it better? And yeah, this is how it started. And like right now, I'm only doing, when I do training camps, these multiple boot camps, because it worked the best for me and also the players. But I'm always open to learn new things, you know, like you also participate at different training camps and then you learn and you think, this one works good and this not. So it's not something like, it's the same with the book. One time you find something out what works and then you have to keep with this. I think it's important to, you know, to try to improve yourself, or that your product, like the training camp is still a product, to improve it over time.
If someone asks you for a best training program for the table tennis, how does it looks like?
In my opinion, it's important to have a holistic training program. Okay. So it's not only table tennis, or in my opinion, all kind of sports. It's not only about technique. You can have the best technique and you will not succeed. It's about a holistic training concept. It's about having the right mindset, like mental training. We talked about fitness, nutrition, tactic, and you need a holistic program, and you have to plan your training also, like, you know, right, and there you have to, you know, take a look at all of these parts. So maybe like now is the time to work more on fitness, or now is the time to work more on the technique, or, you know, it's like depends on the time of the season, depends on how the age is, depends on the goals. So you need a holistic training program, and it's important that you have for, you know, for each part somebody you can learn from, who say to you, maybe you should try this tactic, or maybe you should try this fitness program. So in my opinion, that's really important to have like a holistic training program.
Now you should choose one example of exercise for warm up. You know, for coaches, depending on the purpose, it's very, very important to have variation in the practice. So do you have some favorite exercise for warm up?
There's no favorite exercise, but I think the most important thing is when we talk about warm-up, everybody thinks about physical warm-up. But what about mental warm-up? Like how you prepare mental for the training session, for the competition. Do you visualize how you're going to play, or do you think about what I'm want to achieve today, or do you what you do to really focus now on table tennis? So I think it's not about one exercise, it's about having not only physical warm-up, so also mental warm-up,
And here is one other question also. This is also about a little bit to have so many exercises as possible in your daily table tennis training for different purpose. Do you have any?
Yeah, like for sure, it's like, first thing is you have to know what, like when you talk about this holistic training program, what's your goal? Like, and then you can see, okay, what exercise you should play. But an exercise I really like and recommend is to improve the passive game, because normally you always play, okay, 2 times backhand, 2 times forehand, or something like this, and it's only about the offense game. And what I recommend is, for example, one player plays forehand topspin from the middle and just plays everywhere, and the other person just is blocking the ball back to the middle, and it's really good because then in match you can you don't have to play always offense. When you're not in the right position, you can just try to play the ball back on the table, and the next one you can attack. And if you don't practice this, you lose potential for sure.
You know, you have a mental session with us yesterday. It was very interesting, and there we speak a little bit how you should prepare for a match. So how do you prepare your players before a match? You tell me about the visualization. You tell me about this part. How do you start?
Like what we have with our players is they have like a training plan. And they have like technique, they have tactic, like the holistic training program I talked about. Like for sure, like if I wouldn't believe that this is the training program you need, I wouldn't do it like this. And there you also have like the preparation parts for the competition. Like it's not like, okay, do only visualization. It's like what you do for the preparing for the mental part, what you do for what you eat before a match, what's your tactic for the match, which services are you doing, and
it's a big spectrum.
How you receive. So it's like, again, it's holistic. And maybe some players now watch this video and say, okay, but I have nothing. It's no problem. You can just start with something. Start with, okay, what tactic should I play? Or start with, what should I eat before a match? Or start with something, and then you can make step by step. It's not like, okay, you didn't prepare anything before a competition, and now you have to prepare everything. So start with something, and then make step by step, and maybe you see, okay, this one works and this one works not, and then you can change something. But in my opinion, you need something, again, holistic preparation.
What is the most important thing for a coach, you think, Bojan Besinger?
The most important thing, in my opinion, is to build a good relationship with a player, and maybe it's the same, but maybe it's a bit different. It's like to understand what the players need right now. Does the player need more support? Does it need, maybe you can also be sometimes a bit angry, maybe, or sometimes what need the players right now? So to take the player where he is or where she is in the moment, and also sometimes you see there's a coach and there's a player or many players, and after like 5 years, you take a look to the players and you see they are playing exactly like the coach. So maybe that's not the right concept. Maybe there would be another training concept better for the players, and not just copy like how the coach is playing. So it's also important for a coach not just to say, okay, play like I'm playing. So to give like an individual strategy.
Your biggest challenge right now?
I think as a coach you have many challenges. You know this.
I know this.
But what I always try to build is something bigger, like a bigger training concept. It's not about me like that I want to coach everybody. That's not what I really, like, to be honest, love. So all the time it's more like I wanted to build something bigger so I can reach more players, and it's not only when I make a private training I can only help this one person now, but when I build a bigger concept I can help more players at the same time. And that was always my goal. But it's not so easy. Like I talked before, when you want to have different experts, they also want to earn money for sure. When you want to develop your product, you need some money maybe, you need some money for marketing, doesn't matter if it's recording YouTube videos or advertisement, or you need money for everything. And the biggest challenge is, in my opinion, for me, to find also, you need a price. It's good for the players wanna pay, but you also need, you have to charge enough so you can develop your product. You can pay the coaches. You can, that's the biggest challenge. And in my opinion, the players should be. I know not everybody has enough money, but if they can, they should pay more money for the coaches, because it's developing the whole industry, the table tennis coaching industry. And it's not about my company. It's not about Pingispågarna. It's about when the cake is getting bigger, for everybody is more there. And I think only like this we have a chance to develop the players really good, to also be maybe to get closer to the Asian, to China, to Japan. When we have concepts, we have like good training camps like here. Then you can make training camps like these bigger. You need more money. It's like this, because you have to pay coaches, they travel expense, because when you have like 400 players at a camp, you cannot bring all coaches from Helsingborg. You need coaches maybe from everywhere, and then it's getting more expensive, and also for the players. And this, in my opinion, is a big challenge for a coach, and also for me.
Interesting. Thank you very much, Bojan, for your visit at the Pingispågarna camp 2023. And I hope to see you again really, really soon.
Doesn't matter, in Denmark or Sweden or Germany.
Exactly. Very good. That was interesting.